Hello, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. And today we are going to be looking at the full blue moon in Sagittarius on Sunday the 31st. This will be uploaded on Friday the 29th, but whenever you come to it, there'll be a message in here for you. So we're going to be looking at that full moon and the week beyond. So, I decided to use the Dragon Rider's Oracle, or my guides led me to that. They usually give me a hint when I'm looking at my decks, as well as the Council of Horses. Because we are in the year of the Fire Horse, and I will be using that deck throughout the year. So when I upload this, you'll have a couple days and the full moon energy is already going to be around, okay? So full blue moon in Sagittarius. Blue moon because there are 2 full moons in the month of May. These blue moons bring heightened, what can I say? Heightened energies. And this one in particular, because it's in Sagittarius, truth-seeking, adventure, right? Higher purpose, higher calling. So all those energies will be around. Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius, people born under that sign don't like lies or liars, So anyway, Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. And we are in it, right? With Netflix releasing The Age of Disclosure, that documentary, conversations with people that know things, that have seen things, in November of 25, leading up to Disclosure Day, the movie by Steven Spielberg, being released June 12th, right? So all these things are in and amongst these big years of disclosure, 26, 27, right? 2026, 2027. Now, the movie The Age of Disclosure by Steven Spielberg is sci-fi. It's been labeled sci-fi. So you will have to think about what you're seeing in that movie. There have been so many movies before. I'm thinking of Batteries Not Included, Cocoon. I'm trying to think of that. Oh my gosh, can't think of it. Oh my gosh. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm looking at Richard Dreyfuss was in it. Anyway, lots of movies throughout the years have been kind of leading up to this big, disclosure that's going to be coming. This full blue moon is going to usher in more awareness about what's around us and humanity in general, right? So, all right, enough. I could go on and on. Obviously, you can see that. So, the Council of Horses card that came out, I was shuffling the deck just before I did anything, after I was meditating on the energy, getting ready to do these readings, and I said, just what's a message that you have right now, Spirit? And the card that came out, they said, this is the card for everybody for this week's readings. So I thought that was interesting. That's never happened before. All right. So let's look at what you have from the Dragon deck. Aurora and Maxia Lu, number 10. 10s are completing a cycle. They pair down to a 1, brand new cycle. Your true power is the light of your own magic. Remember that you are a powerful, magical creature. Your true being, your soul, is untainted. It is pure, light-filled magic that makes all things possible. Recognize your true essence, start to become aware of yourself, and appreciate just what you can achieve or create, my beautiful Aquarians. You know that all power can be created only from balance. Practice bringing balance to all issues and situations in your life every day. Where there is discord, bring peace. Where there is fear, bring love. Where there is despair, bring trust. Do not pay too much attention to the big events going on in the world, but instead think about your family and the people you deal with on a daily basis. Okay, so I found that very interesting. asking you not to pay too much attention to what's going on in the world, but to pay closer attention to your family and those that are close around you, may mean that you're going to need to be there, right? To bring trust, to bring love, to bring kindness to those that are close to you. Maybe you're a believer and you're surrounded by non-believers, but they're not going to be able to deny things much longer, because we're going to know a lot of new truths. So I'm feeling, Aquarians, like you may have to be the steadfast one, right? Your true power is the light of your own magic. Your soul is a light. It is pure, okay? All right, so now I'm going to face the camera down. We're going to pull some tarot and see what the message is coming out for you for this week. Okay, because we are in the week of a full moon, I'm using my Celestial Tarot. I usually use that whenever there's big moon energy around for the week. I love this deck because it is very positive. It's more positive in the way that it shows the cards than some of the other decks. So, yeah, we'll see. Now, last week you had a message about delay or denial. So this week you're kind of being told about, and you'll see this other one, about being positive, shining your light, helping others, right? So let's see what the tarot has for a message. Hopefully you've gotten over that delay or denial. Because I remember, I think it was something about rejection is God's protection. Okay, Queen of Wands and the Moon. Second sign to get the Moon. So telling you again, this full blue moon in Sagittarius could be really important. King of Cups, that's emotion, right? You have a Queen of Wands and a King of Cups. Action, passion, and emotion. And between that is the moon. So a power couple, Queen of Wands, King of Cups, lots of emotion, lots of passion. And the moon in between. The moon can be what we dream about at night. It can also be things that are hidden from us, things that we don't quite see yet, things we don't understand, something like that. Three of Swords. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on a second. A whole bunch of cards just flew out. I need to reshuffle. Three of Swords can be some sort of conversation that's a little heartachy. But in this deck, the swords are very tiny and the heart is still glowing. So there could be some sort of conversation, you know, that's difficult conversation. All right, come on. Two more cards, please, for my beautiful Aquarians. So the King and Queen in those suits are very different, right? The Queen of Wands is a go-getter. She's very action-oriented. The King of Cups is a little bit more laid back. So the combination of the masculine and feminine energies of those cards is, you know, balancing things out. Did you have something about balance already? I don't remember. Wow. Okay. So the first four came out boom, boom, boom. Last two are taking their time, but we want the right cards. This is also why I don't shuffle every deck on camera, because the reading would be way too long. Okay. The Sun and the Five of Wands. Let me just see this. Your true power is the... Well, it was balancing things out by bringing truth, kindness, all those sentences that were in that information on that card. Remember? Where there is fear, bring love. Where there is despair, bring hope. You know, all those things. That's balance, right? So, Queen of Wands. You see her sitting there on her throne. Her beautiful wand is lit up. She's surrounded by flowers. Just beautiful. It's just a beautiful card, right? She is a very action-oriented, passionate one. So when she has her mind set on something, she's going to get it done. And then you have the moon. This is Pisces energy, right? Loving, nurturing energy. In this deck, it looks like two Siberian Huskies or something. It doesn't really look like wolves. It could be wolves or dogs. And I think it's funny that the moon is not showing full in the moon card. But, so this can be things that you dream about at night. Pisces energy. If you have Pisces placement, take it that way. But it's also things that aren't revealed to us as yet. And then on the other side of the moon is the King of Cups, another crescent moon. He's holding the cup up. He's very relaxed. It even looks like he has his eyes closed. He's got a purple cloak there, celestial things on his cloaks. So when we look at these two together, they're both facing the same way, right? So same goals, but a balance between action, passion, and love, nurturing, right? I love that the moon is between there, kind of bringing the energy of a little bit of mystery, right? Three of Swords. Okay, you see how I said this deck is more positive. The swords are barely touching the heart. If they don't even look like they're piercing it. But the heart still has a beautiful, huge light inside. So this could be a conversation that's very challenging for you because swords are, as you know, thoughts, words, conversations, text messages, any of that. So there may be a difficult conversation coming up this week, but the sun's going to come out after, right? The sun is a very happy card. This is 19, which is a 10. 10s are the end of a cycle and the beginning of a brand new cycle. This dragon card is also a 10. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful sunflower. She's standing up there, the full moon behind her, and she looks rather childlike, right? So the sun can be childlike innocence, childlike playfulness, but it is an extremely happy card. Can be Leo energy, right? So you have Pisces energy, Leo energy. Then you have the Five of Wands. Now in this deck, it looks very, very different, right? Fives are change. Wands are action and passion. And in this deck, it shows 5 people holding their wand up to the heavens. Some are also holding hands. They're connected, right? And they're practicing something. They're together on it. So this can be, and it's very different in this deck, like I said, because wands are action and passion. You could be getting together with a group to do something. Getting together with a group to do something. And the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups and the Five of Wands, this all makes me feel like there's some event that's going to happen that you're doing with a couple maybe of mentors, right? Seems like the king and queen mentoring these people, getting something done. Getting something done, Aquarius. I like that. I like that. That's pretty good energy there. All right, so let's recap this and then I'll read you the horse. So Aurora and Maxialu, number 10, endings, beginnings. Your true power is the light of your own magic. Remember that you are a powerful, magical creature, right? And the moon separating that king and queen, something not revealed, or Pisces love and nurturing energy. And I said before, I feel like these are kind of the mentors of this group. So within that, a difficult conversation, but a lot of happiness coming from it. So you may have to have a conversation with somebody. I feel like these two cards are kind of a separate message, having that conversation with somebody, but everybody feeling good after it. Maybe having to talk about some things that are difficult to discuss, but afterwards everybody's on the same page. They're kind of like happy, right? Leading to that five of wands. So maybe not so separate. What else, Spirit, can you say about this? All right, let's see if we have a little bit of clarity on something. What more do you have to say about that king and queen? What more about the king and queen? Wow, that was quick. Worry, anxiety. That's the Nine of Swords. Thoughts that are worrying, which could tie in with that moon that's in between them. Page of Swords, more swords. It has to do with communication. So you have the Queen of Wands, the King of Cups, and then you have these swords cards that are kind of a little bit more information. And then, is that the only one? Let me see. Thought I saw another card flip, but it didn't. So clarifying the king and queen, you have, or more information, clarifying. So 9 of Wands, there's some kind of worry there. Maybe that moon is in between that couple and something's going to be revealed. There's some worry going on. But definitely with this Page of Swords, Spirit is trying to communicate something to you. They're trying to get a message across with this page. This is one of the most prominent messengers because he's got those 2 birds there. And then look, birther of new things, the Empress, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, Mother Nature. She can birth ideas. I mean, this is, yeah. So those 3 cards to clarify what's going on between that queen and king with the moon in between. Something is going to be discussed or revealed, which could tie into that 3 of Swords. All right, now, what can you tell me about this 5 of Wands, these people here? What more can you tell me about this 5 of Wands where it looks like they're kind of, I don't know, maybe changing their perspective? I don't know. What more can you tell my Aquarians about the 5 of Wands card? Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. You're going to see something in a different way, and it's going to lead to something new. Oh my gosh. The Queen of Cups now. You had the King of Cups. Now you have the Queen of Cups. Lots of feminine energy around. And then you have the Knight of Wands. Okay. So 5 of Wands, right? We were talking about how these people are learning something. They're collectively together. They're looking to the heavens. They have a lot of action and passion going on. And more information, Ace of Pentacles. So maybe when you get clear on something, a new path is going to open up. And then you have the Queen of Cups. This is the counterpart to the King of Cups. Very loving, nurturing, feminine energy. Very loyal, water sign, right? So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Then you have this Knight of Wands. Action, passion, marching into the future with some goal or some determination. Something that needs to get done. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. So, yeah, wow. So clarify that 5 of Wands. Something is going to be revealed that's going to release loyalty, passion, something new happening. So this is a very interesting, this is very different from last week where something was delayed, but I feel like it's getting moving now. All right, let's look at the Council of Horses message. And this, as I said, was for every single sign. Mythic Horse, unfold your own myth. And remember, your first card is talking about you have the magic within you, Aquarius, okay? Mythogenesis, symbiosis, modern archetypes. History need not define you. Humanity need not define you. Yeah, because you're your own magical, mythical person. I appear when it is time for you to travel deep inside your humanity to help you release the reverence you hold for order and convention. Having to do with disclosure, maybe. Herein, you begin to make sense of the world in a different way, beyond the boundaries of upbringing and education. That 5 of Wands, right? Seeing something differently, learning something, right? Being mentored by the king and queen. Myth is a way of talking about the ineffable and begins to reveal the coded language of your soul. Yeah, wow. I will help you find the compelling narratives that define the qualities of who you are. Connect to the definitions of self you bring to the world, then push out beyond the edge of those stories to become the author of your personal myth. that blue moon, full blue moon in Sagittarius, right? Jupiter expansion. Where are you conforming to conformity? Yeah, we all need to change that, right? How are you defined by the myths that you tell yourself or the ones that are told about you? Yeah, so remembering who you are, right, with that dragon card, remembering that you carry the light and the magic within, and remembering that you're the only one that can tell your story, right, Aquarius? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm dying to know what you think of this. Give it a like, a thumbs up, a heart. Let me know that it meant something to you. Would love a comment. How does this relate to your situation? Until next time, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.